Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at transitive and intransitive verbs. We'll start here with transitive verbs, otherwise known as tadoshi in Japanese. And a transitive verb is a verb that indicates someone's influence or effect on someone or something. Basically, an action is being transferred onto something else. So a transitive sentence will have a subject, which is the doer of the action, and an object, which is the receiver of the action. For example, the police stopped the car. 警察が車を止めました. So in this case, the subject is the police. They are the ones doing the action. And the object is the car. It is the receiver of the action. Now, an intransitive verb, or jidoshi, is a verb that indicates something has occurred on its own, and it only has a subject or a noun. For example, the car stopped, perhaps by itself. 車が止まりました. So in this case, the subject or the noun is kuruma, and our intransitive verb is the verb 止まりました, as opposed to our previous slide where the verb was 止めました. So how do we tell them apart? Unfortunately, there's no hard and fast rule, but with transitive verbs, sometimes they end with an eru or a su sound. Unfortunately, there are many exceptions though, so memorization is key. However, another way to identify if a verb is possibly transitive is that directly before the verb will be the particle o. And if it's an intransitive verb, again, sometimes they end with an aru, an u, or eru sound. But we can see here that both transitive and intransitive verbs can end in eru. So again, it really is a case of just learning them. Another way that you can identify an intransitive verb though is again by the particle that comes directly before the verb. So if the particle is ga or wa before the verb, it's typically an intransitive verb. Now please note that you must use the wa particle for intransitive verbs when a location is the direct object of a motion verb. For example, to pass through the park. 公園を通る, or I left the room. 部屋を出た. So in these two examples, we can see here that our location is marked in pink. In the first example, we have a park, and in the second example, we have the room. And our motion verb is marked here in purple, and we can see in between the two we have the particle o, even though the verb on the end is an intransitive verb. So that's about all for this topic, but if you have any questions or comments, please let me know.